everybody, this is Alchemist2, and I'm back again with another series review. I just recently watched Falling Water. The episode was called Swirl, and in this particular episode, Tess actually enters her mother's dream, and vice versa, to figure out more about the conundrum surrounding her son, and it's quite revealing, and Burton also realizes that the significant other that's in his life, has been a man has been entering her dreams, manipulating her into thinking that she is in love with him. He's just screwed up individual. He's very twisted and manipulative, and thoughts of Persephone and Hades come to mind. When I think about that particular relationship, I thought, oh, that's just underhanded in the worst of ways, just to go into somebody's private domain like that and have free range of just endless, limitless possibilities. Scary. And Tanaka, he goes into his dream with the help of a group of friends that say, we've seen your mother, she's spoken to you, we know all about you from her. And one of the dreamers says, your mother has you pinned, you can't escape your mother. And he's the dutiful son and says, she's my mother. I can relate to that. I mean, I'm not pinned by my father, but his mother's still in a coma. And he goes into a dream where they're at a restaurant, and she gets this absolutely gargantuan Mondo burger with these really delicious looking onion rings and ambrosial looking fries. And I'm thinking, ooh, straight up my alley. If I have dreams like that, I can actually smell the food, which I really enjoy. But anyway, he's at the booth with her, and he's the black lady says, say what you want to say to her. And he says, well, I'm not sure of what I want to actually elicit to her. And she says, you'll know what to say, just start small, start simple. And he sits down. He says, geez, these fries look really good. And he starts eating one and says, oh, they're exquisite. And he says, this burger, I might as well eat the whole burger too. What are you going to do, just sit there? You're not going to say anything? And then he said, this is BS. And he walks away, and the black lady says, you're just going in circles. And he walks away in a huff, and then you hear her say, you'll be back. And the episode was really sad too, because he goes to the hospital to see her. She's just sitting there in bed, just blankly staring at the walls and in complete trance. And there's nothing happening. It's like the lights are on but no one's home. And it's just, it's heartrending. This episode is really good, especially the revelation about Tess's son. And it was her mother that convinced her that she was going absolutely crazy, that there's a psychological condition, I can't think of it, but there are cases where women believe that they have had children, yet they have never even been pregnant. It's like with the previous episode, she goes to her gynecologist, and her gynecologist actually tells her, well, your cervix is no different. Had you had a child, it would be in a different location. It would be positioned in a certain way. Yeah, and anatomically speaking, that's true. And she looks at her incredulously, thinking, you can't tell me that I'm insane. I am not mentally unstable. I am of sound mind. I have had a son. And yeah, it actually reveals that she was not indeed loony. She had a son. And spoiler alert, her mother said that he was a very special. Well, I've always known that since watching the series before. He's a very special boy, and he was taken. They don't know. She says we don't know where they took him. I thought, well, more convoluted. Add more intrigue to the tale, and I'm very interested and fascinated with what's going to happen next in this whole mind-boggling series, because it really makes one strain their brain, and that's what I really enjoy about it. I don't like series that don't, like Mr. Robot does that too, and make you think about the macrocosm and the microcosm, and we have that here too, and it's more in depth because it goes into the whole idea of what is reality, what is considered actual existence, consciousness, subconsciousness, and the realm of the mind is very enigmatic because we don't really know that much about the human brain. There's just there's very little information about what goes on with the neurons and the synapses and how they actually communicate, and neuroblasts and glioma, and just everything, every little particle, every little atom in the gray and white matter is a mystery. That's what makes it interesting, and I can see why they call it falling water too. Water in and of itself is a neutral thing, however it's very powerful. It is a creator and a destroyer, and they were talking about entropy and order, and I thought, yeah, there's absolute truth in that, and it was just, I was completely wrapped with that whole idea. We talked about that idea in my creative writing class, and I thought, oh, we're going back to that now. My life has come full circle. But it makes sense because the episode's called The Swirl, and unlike a circle is usually a very basic concept. It's a feminine concept. It's promotes unity, the whole symbolism of the circle, and then the swirl is just the opposite of that. It's the antithesis. I thought, whoa, we are getting really deep really fast. So I'm very invested in what happens in the next episode. So until then, live long, prosper. Ciao, Zuzi.